You're watching ONN, Ohio's channel, online at onntv.com.
Air Force One has just landed in Columbus with the President and First Lady on board. Now you are going to be looking at live pictures from the Columbus International Airport. President Barack Obama is expected to speak at the Ohio University around 8 o'clock tonight to try and rally support for the Democratic Party. The Obamas will be the guest of the Ohio State Democrats Organization, one of many student groups that work to provide students with an opportunity to get involved in the political process. Now, there will be a number of special guests this evening, including Governor Ted Strickland and Senator John Glenn. Again, you are looking at a picture of Air Force One live pics from the Columbus airport, where President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle are expected to get off that plane and meet some dignitaries from all around Ohio. Now, speaking at a fundraiser earlier today for Governor Ted Strickland up in Cleveland, the president said it is a tough time for all Democrats across the country, but he says that his party is putting the country on the right track and implored supporters to keep Democrats in office so they can finish the job. Now, with the midterm elections fast approaching, just 2 weeks away, the president is trying to energize key Democratic constituencies, including young voters. And there he is, President Barack Obama with his wife, First Lady Michelle Obama, exiting Air Force One down the steps. And we saw some dignitaries just a bit earlier ready to greet them as they make their way to Columbus, Ohio. The president has visited the Buckeye State many times, hoping to garner support for Democrats running for office in just a few weeks, November 2nd. Right there, it looks like he's giving a hug to Mary Jo Kilroy, it looks like, from behind, and Michelle Obama also talking with some people there, greeting both of them as they arrive at 6:55 this evening. Now, President Barack Obama, when he talks this evening on the Ohio State campus, he is going to target a few people. They include young voters, African Americans, and women. They say that those are the people that they want to target. They want to get out to the polls and vote for people like Lee Fisher, who's standing to the right of President Barack Obama. Lee Fisher is trailing Rob Portman in the Senate race, a seat that is being vacated by retiring Senator George Voinovich. Now, the Obamas are making their way down the line as you see these live pictures as they greet the different people. It looks like from the back we're seeing Governor Ted Strickland kind of to the right side of your screen, along with his running mate, Yvette McGee-Brown. So they are slowly making their way through. A lot of people very excited to see the president and his wife this evening, hoping that this visit will help get Democrats a lot of votes, hoping to beat out Republicans. As you can see, there's a photographer right there getting all the snapshots. We're trying to see some other key dignitaries that you might recognize: Strickland, Yvette McGee-Brown, Mary Jo Kilroy, who is running against Steve Stivers in yet another very close race, just with a couple weeks out until Election Day. And Democrats also are in need of votes. So they are, Obama and his wife, Michelle, are hoping that people who headed out to the polls back in 2008 will head out again this year, even though his name isn't on the ballot. Now, some big races here in the Buckeye State where Democrats are lagging right now. They include, as we said, the governor's race, where Governor Ted Strickland is trailing his Republican opponent, John Kasich. Also, the Senate race, where Republican Rob Portman has a double-digit lead over Lieutenant Governor Lee Fisher. Now, Air Force One just landed just a few minutes ago with the President and First Lady on board, and they're expected to greet John Legend once they get to the Ohio State University campus, where John Legend is going to be performing for the thousands of people who are there anticipating this big event this evening, where President Barack Obama hopes to get some extra votes for Governor Ted Strickland. Now, there is Governor Ted Strickland, Lieutenant Governor Lee Fisher. As you can see, there is a lot of security there tonight. Just talking on the internet and speaking with one of the engineers for our station who's been there since 9:30 this morning, telling us that the security is very tight there around campus and at the airport this evening. It's 7 o'clock. We're expecting President Obama to start speaking around 8 o'clock this evening, and then he will head off to his next destination. Earlier today, he was up in Cleveland, hoping to do some fundraising for Governor Strickland and for the Democratic National Party, who are having a tough time this election season. The Republicans are starting to gain some speed for the November 2nd election. It looks like President Barack Obama talking to a young gentleman there, laughing a little bit. hoping to get some energy going. He wants to get those young people in and on the elections for November 2nd. There he's taking a little jog, trying to get on time to the Ohio State University campus. Originally, we had thought he would speak a little bit earlier, but now it's been pushed till 8 o'clock, which is fine. There are still a lot of people anticipating him being there. Let's take a look in. I don't know if we can hear anything, but there's a lot of people there. We're not going to get any audio, but you can see a lot of flashes there, a lot of people taking pictures. Very excited for the president and First Lady Michelle Obama to arrive in Columbus. Now, we also need to talk about the Republican side. As we talked with ONN State House correspondent Jim Heath earlier, he said there are Republicans also there at the rally at the Ohio State University campus who aren't very excited for the Obamas to be here, saying that the Republicans should take over as far as Ohio is concerned. So we will definitely see what's going to happen. Just a few weeks, anything could happen. But Republicans do have a strong hold in many of the key races here in the Buckeye State. It looks like from a distance that might be Paula Brooks maybe from the back. Very hard to see because you can see part of the airport's covering some of the shots, but the president waving to all the people there right now. And as you can see, a lot of media, a lot of security for this visit. The president spent most of his day in Ohio with Cleveland and now Columbus. Very popular guy, so he is making his way in the limo, going to head over to the Ohio State University campus. Not sure exactly the route he's going to take, but we can be sure that police have that area completely guarded in high security as he makes his way from the east side of Columbus to Ohio State University's campus, which is kind of off Lane Avenue. So we are taking some live pictures you can see from the Columbus International Airport, where President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle are making their way over to campus, and we will continue to follow their visit back here to Ohio. So be sure to stay with us here on ONN and online at onntv.com for the latest developments and this visit with the president.